Translation. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for the crows. Since all the perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure here. Now purport. Crows and swans are not birds of the same feather because of their different mental attitudes. These fruitive workers or passionate men are compared to the crows, whereas the all-perfect saintly persons are compared to the swans. The crows take pleasure in a place where garbage is thrown out, just as the passionate fruitive workers take pleasure in wine and women and places for gross sense gratification. The swans do not take pleasure in the places where crows are assembled for conferences and meetings. They are instead seen in the atmosphere of natural scenic beauty, where there are transparent reservoirs of water nicely decorated with stems of lotus flowers in variegated colors of natural beauty. That is the difference between the two classes of birds. Nature has influenced different species of life with different mentalities, and it is not possible to bring them into the same rank and file. Similarly, there are different kinds of literature for different type of men of different mentality. Mostly the market literatures which attract men of the crows categories are literatures containing refuse remnants of sensuous topics. They are generally known as mundane talks in relation with the gross body and subtle mind. They are full of subject matters described in decorative language, full of mundane smiles and metaphorical arrangements. Yet with all that, they do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose on any subject matter is considered decoration of a dead body. Spiritually advanced men who are compared to the swans do not take pleasure in such dead literatures, which are sources of pleasure for men who are spiritually dead. These literatures in the modes of passion and ignorance are distributed under different labels, but they can hardly help the spiritual urge of the human beings, and thus the swan-like spiritually advanced men have nothing to do with them. Such spiritually advanced men are called also manasa because they always keep up the standard of transcendental voluntary service to the Lord of the spiritual plane, on the spiritual plane. This completely forbids fruitive activities to gross bodily sense satisfaction or subtle speculation of the material egoistic mind. Social literary men, scientists, mundane poets, theoretical philosophers and politicians who are completely absorbed in the material advancement of sense pleasure are all dolls of the material energy. They take pleasure in a place where rejected subject matters are thrown. According to Swami Sridhar, this is the pleasure of the prostitute hunters. But literatures which describe the glories of the Lord are enjoyed by the Paramhansas who have grasped the sense of human activities. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utpad Kamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagan Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadhutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagan Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitanscha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi गौर भक्त वृंद हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीन बंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। This topic is just Narad Muni's instructions to on Srimad Bhagavatam. Let me tell you, Vyasadeva and Narad Muni, they are two personalities. Both are the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But here in this Bhagavatam, one is acting as Guru and other one is as disciple. So, here Vyasadeva instructs that every man, every person desire to attain any material qualification or spiritual qualification must go to a bona fide spiritual master. And that spiritual master comes under the disciplic succession. So being both the incarnation of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the situation between Narad Muni and Vyasadeva is altogether different. Because Narad Muni is the third son of Brahmaji. And Vyasadeva, he came much later. Second difference is, Narad Muni is Atma Bhu. He appeared from the mind of Lord Brahma, not by physical association of parents. While Vyasadeva, he appeared on this planet by the association of Satyavati and Parashar Muni. You all know this. So, status-wise, qualification-wise, Narad Muni has the upper post. So, he became Guru. Narad Muni is a Guru for so many fallen souls. Whosoever came under his association was surely to be liberated. You may know Prahlad Maharaj, Brigari, and so on, so many. So Vyasadeva, when compiled 17 Puranas, 108 Upanishads and many Sangitas, but yet he was not satisfied. He was not satisfied on his creation. Because all the literatures which he compiled, they were based on ahar, nidra, bhaya, maithunam, just like sense gratification. Nothing was there for reaching the ultimate goal of Godhead. So he was dissatisfied. What to do? What not to do? Then he, from inner side, desired, prayed to the God, God please help me. Then Krishna sent Narad Muni for his rescue. Narad Muni appeared at his ashram in Himalayas and instructed that whatever you have written is not glorifying the Supreme Personality. Supreme Personality is Satchidanand Rupaya, Vish Utpatyadi Hetve, Taptraya Vinashaya, Krishnaya Vayam Namah. He is the only person in the entire universe who can liberate the fallen souls from three types of miseries, that is Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik and Atyatmik. There is no other person qualified to liberate the fallen conditioned souls from these types of miseries. All the living entities on this planet had to suffer 7 types of miseries. Nobody can be spared. Me, you and everybody. He has to go old, he has to face disease, old age, death, birth. This is mandatory. This is mandatory. One who has taken birth has to grow up as an old man, has to suffer disease, and ultimately he has to die. This is the phenomena of this material universe. So, then Vyasadeva, and one thing more I should tell, we are also from the spiritual abode, not from this world. That is why we are in search of happiness. Everybody requires happiness. Yes, Prabhu? Anybody desires sorrows, miseries? No? Why? Why nobody desires sorrows, miseries, old age? I have gone old. I never thought that I will go old. I will remain ever young, but I have gone old. So nobody can be spared from these 7 types of miseries. Maybe any wealthiest persons, healthiest persons, or any strongest person. Nobody can be spared. So, why we desire happiness? Because we belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. We have come from the place of happiness. Satchidananda Rupa hai. He has got eternal bliss, eternal happiness, eternal knowledge. We are his part and parcel. Mame vansho jeev loke jeev bhut sanatana. Krishna declares in Bhagavad Gita that all the living entities in this whole universe are my part and parcel. Just imagine, a particle of gold is always gold. Maybe in the mine, or maybe in a shop, or maybe in somebody's ornaments. It doesn't have any qualitative difference. Quantitative difference is there. Quantitative difference is there. There is no qualitative difference. Similarly, Krishna is the reservoir of each and every opulence. We are minute particles. So we have, this is a fundamental right. This is our fundamental right to be happy. Are we happy, Prabhuji? Are we happy? No. We desire, because this is a fundamental right. We have come from that place where happiness is there. There is no sorrows, no old age, no birth. If birth is there, death is bound to be sure. But if there is no birth, then no death, no old age, no disease. But why we are suffering? We have disowned our spiritual father. This is not Krishna's fault that we have come here. We have forced Krishna to send us here because we desire to enjoy without him. We desire to enjoy without him. So the most merciful Father, he managed all this universe for our happiness. For example, any millionaire or billionaire, his son agitates, "Oh father, I am not happy in your house. I want to live separate." So that merciful father buys a flat for him, gives him car, gives him some bank balance, and that young boy separates himself from his father along with his wife and kids, move out to his own place. The father has provided all the facilities for his son's well-being. But what happens? It all goes in the negative. Because since long that son was in his father's house, all the problems of household, kids' education, kids' fees, transportation, electricity bill, phone bill, all were borne by his father. He was free to enjoy with his wife and children. But now all those problems came on his own shoulder. Then enjoyment is gone. So the same case, Vyasdev here says, I have compiled so many literatures, but still I am not satisfied, I am not happy. There was no reason for Vyasdev to be this happy, because he is the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he was speaking on behalf of we people. Because when Kali Yuga is coming, Bhagavatam came at the end of Dwapar Yuga, when Krishna left this material world. Then Bhagavatam appeared. Bhagavatam is the glories of Supreme Personality and his unalloyed devotees. So, in Mahabharata, Vyasdev has described all this universe universes, kings and kingdoms, so many. But Bhagavatam is the essence of the whole Puranas. No need to go to different Puranas, Sangitas, Upanishads, no need. Only read Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Bhagavad Vani. Words of the God and words about the God. And rest is all the garbage to be enjoyed by crows. Here is mentioned, crows. Cow, 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 cow. They go and sit on the garbage. But the Paramahansas or the devotees of the Lord, they don't go to that place. They only enjoy by listening, reading, associating the devotees and the stories of the Supreme Lord. This is a clear instruction here that Narad Muni gave to Vyasdev. You have written so many knowledge, but that knowledge is not going to benefit any material body. So for the pleasure of material inhabitants, especially humans, not animals. Animal is a bhog yoni. Animals is bhog yoni. They have been punished by Yamraj to go in different species, and they regularly are elevated from 1, 2, 3, 4, 83 lakh 99,099. Only one, last 84, out of 84, only one we are sitting here. Only one out of 84 lakh species we are sitting here. So this Bhagavad is meant for only one person out of 84 lakh species. Not meant for dogs and cats. We are very fortunate that we got Prabhupada, we got ISKCON, we got Association of Devotees. Then it becomes our mandatory duty to go back to Godhead. Or whosoever desire, please let me know who wants to go to Godhead back. Because we have got the facility. Prabhupada has built a plane, aeroplane, no visa required, no ticket required, no immigration required. Just board the plane and go back to Godhead. Right? So we are the most fortunate, and actually Krishna gave 4 verses to Brahmaji. And from those 4 verses, he again gave to Narad Muni. Narad Muni gave to Vyasdev. Then he compiled 10 million verses out of those and divided in different Puranas. Bhagavatam has only 18,000 verses. This is the, what you can say, condensed version of Puranas. If we read Bhagavad Gita, we get the benefit of reading all the Puranas and Upanishads. Everybody might have gone to school. There were different books on different courses, but there were only the condensed course. By reading that condensed course, Radha Gokulanand ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai. By reading those condensed books, we were all going to the exam room. So this is the condensed book of all the 18 Puranas. So it is mandatory, beneficial, helpful for all us. We are all lucky people. We have got a platform. So those 4 verses I will tell you what Krishna gave to, and those 4 verses were spread again. Those 4 verses are the essence of Bhagavatam. Similar 4 verses Krishna gave to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. That is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. In the market, there are so many essences are available on Bhagavad Gita, but they are all foolishness. So let me read those 4 verses which Brahmaji gave to Narad Muni. Aham esam vevagre nanyad yat sat asat param paschad aham yad etah cha yo vasishet so smeham. Hey Brahma, It is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation when there was nothing but myself, nor was this material world the cause of this creation. That which you see now is I, also I. The personality of Godhead, and after annihilation what remains will also be I. The personality of Godhead said. And in the beginning stage, Supreme Personality, then creation, then annihilation, then remain Krishna. Everything comes out from Krishna and goes back to Krishna. All the 84 lakh species. Krishna said, Chaturvarna maya system gun karma bhag se. Sarv yonishu konte aham bij pratpida. I am the seed giving father of all the 84 lakh species. He clearly declares. Then second verse is, Ritertham yat pratyetah na pratyetah chatmani tad vidyat atmano mayam yatho bhaso yatha tamaha. O Brahma, whatever appears to be of any value, if it is without relation to me, has no reality. Know it is my illusionary energy, that reflection which appears to be in darkness. But I told, without Krishna, we are suffer. We are suffering miseries, sorrows, only without Krishna. If you associate without Krishna, you put 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Has it any value? No. You put 1 before 0, then becomes. So that 1 is Krishna. We are all so many zeros. We are all sitting so many zeros. And 0 will remain 0. It has no value. But if you put 1, it has. There is one quote kept to my WhatsApp. The numbers are from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 10 numbers. 9 insulted 8. Then 8 inquired, why you have traced me? Well, you are junior to me. That's why I am tracing you. Then 8 to 7, 7 to 6. Last of all, 1 traced 0. Then there was nobody below him. What he did? He shook hand with 1 and put that 1 by his side. Then he became 10. Then all the others shivered like this. But what did happen? It has become above us. So that 1 is Krishna. If we associate with him, we are all powerful, all merciful, all what you can say, wealthy, everything. So, third one is, Yatha mahanti bhutani bhutesh paschev anu pravistani apravistani tatha tasuna tesu aham. O Brahma, please know that the universal elements enter into the cosmos and at the same time do not enter into the cosmos. Similarly, I myself also exist within everything created and at the same time I am outside of everything. Sometimes people say, oh, you are devotee of Krishna. Can you show us Krishna? People normally ask, you may be having the same feeling. The non-devotees, they come, oh, Prabhuji, you are associating Krishna, you are Hare Krishna, this. Can you show us Krishna? So Krishna is not so easy. Bhakta Mamapi Janati. Only a devotee can know me as I am. In Mahabharata time, Krishna appeared before Duryodhana. Krishna appeared before Arjuna. Was Duryodhana able to recognize him? Was Duryodhana able to recognize Krishna? No. He said, arrest him, he's a coward boy. Arrest him, he's a coward boy. So, realization comes from Krishna himself. If he desires, if Krishna desires that we must know him, then he reveals. If he desires, we don't know how Krishna is. We don't want to know. That Krishna puts a curtain. That is Maya. That is Maya. We are all illusioned by Maya. Maya thagni hum to hi jani. Maya just cheats everybody. Maya is cheater. Krishna is cheater. Topmost cheater is Krishna. All the qualities, this quality come from Krishna. Krishna is the thief. That's why we are stealing. That's why we are stealing. But his stealing and our stealing are lot of difference. His activities give us pleasure. Our activities give us punishment. I must tell you, when Mahabharata war started in Kurukshetra, certain rules and regulations were laid down. No one will attack any unarmed man. No one will attack any woman. No one will attack any children. The war will start sharp at sunrise and close at sharp sunset. So for the first 10 days, it was a dharma yudh. All the persons were from both, because it was the same family. Single family was divided into rival groups. That caused the war. Two rival groups of the same family, they were fighting. So 10 days it was a dharma yudh. But when Abhimanyu was killed by Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, Karna, Shakuni and all, by defaulting the rules of the war, then the Supreme Personality of Krishna, Godhead Krishna, he came in his cheating form. Then you see in the next 10 days, one by one, everybody was killed by cheating. That was unfair war. Because those people, they did not recognize Krishna's importance, Krishna's existence, though Krishna was personally present there, but they didn't bother. Krishna was personally present there, but they didn't bother. What they thought? Oh, he's an ordinary man, a coward boy, not uneducated. Normally coward, who goes for grazing cows? Unemployed, uneducated. So they were thinking Krishna is uneducated, illiterate man, coward boy, blackish in color. No. He is not on our level. We are above him. So all of them were finished. And the Pandavas, they considered him as Supreme Person of Godhead. Because Krishna desired that they should win. So Krishna gave them Saptam Kirtan Dadami Buddhi Yogam. I give intelligence. I give intelligence to come to me. So intelligence, ignorance, everything comes from Krishna. Everything comes from Krishna. Wealth, so many people, they are doing hard labor, but they don't have money. And one man, he does nothing. He sits in his cabin and is getting a lot of money. Money is coming out, flowing. So what is the reason? That is Krishna. That is Krishna. So I would request all the devotees who have come here, and thanks to the management to give me chance. Please chant the holy name. Take shelter of Krishna, Prabhupada. I will tell you one thing. Prabhupada, he is not Prabhupada. Abhay Charan Day. Abhay Charan Arvind. But Prabhupada word have two meanings. One is a person who is 100% under the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. That is Prabhupada. And whose lotus feet are the shelter from we like people. Prabhupada is under the shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, and his lotus feet provide shelter to we divine fallen souls. This is the word of Prabhupada. And one thing I was told, in the beginning, we all prayed, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Anybody can tell me the meaning of this? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. What is the meaning of this? Why pray? No? Om is the symbolic representation of Supreme God. I don't know your name. I will say, Mr. Please. Yes? I don't know your name. I will say, Mr. Please. This is Om. Namo, I pay my obeisances. Bhagavate, the Supreme Personality, God. Vasudevaya, Vasudev, son of Vasudev. O son of Vasudev, who is Vasudev's son? Krishna. No, it is a specification. I pay my obeisances to the son of Vasudeva, Krishna. It means Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Last, I tell you, now today is the last month of Adhik Mas. Today is the last day of Adhik Mas. Yes? This Adhik Mas, we are all, this English word is a Christian era. January, February. This is a Christian calendar. And the Adhik Mas comes in the Indian calendar. Not to mention, India has ever been the world guru, world teacher. 57 years before Christ came Veer Vikramaditya, a Hindu ruler who ruled over the entire globe. Veer Vikramaditya ruled over the entire globe. When he came to power, he saw that nobody is paying heed to religion, nobody is worshipping God, all were converting to demons. Then he established all the scriptures, printed, distributed, and preached. Then came the Hindu calendar, Vikrami Samvat. Now it is 2075. English is 2018, 2018. Indian is 2075. 57 years prior to Christian calendar. The Indian day month is 29 days and 29.5 days. Half day minus this. English calendar 30, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31. Only a few hours every year are accumulated, and the fourth year, after 4 years, becomes a leap year. Then February, one day add, 29. This is English calendar. But the Indian calendar, there is 29.5 days every month. So total 355 days in a year. So 10 days short. 10 days short per year. 10 days first year, 10 days second year, 10 days third year. In third year, it becomes a complete month. Follow? That is Adhik Mas, Purushottam Mas. And today is the last object. So when Vikramaditya created this month, Adhik Mas means Faltu, useless. This month went to Krishna. Oh Lord, I have been created as extra. Nobody will pay me respect. Nobody will care for me because I am extra. Then Krishna said, Ole, you are not extra. I give you my name. All the 12 months, they are named after the name of Krishna's Indian name. So this 10th, 11th, 13th month, this is 13 extra, Krishna gave him Purushottam Mas. He gave him a name and said, you are not extra, you are not waste. Anybody who does penances, chanting, reading spiritual books will be benefited 10,000 times more than the austerities done in rest months. So 12 months, the austerities, reading, donation, everything done on this 12 months are 1 by 10,000. So this Purushottam Mas is very, very important. All the austerities, japa, book reading, donation, everything, they are benefit 10,000 times give benefit. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for calling me here.